Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes,
What's
sir.
up? What's up?
We're back.
Another episode, baby.
A special one.
Yeah.
The first one ever. First one ever.
First female guest on the show.
Yes,
Two
sir.
disabled guys and a mic.
Two disabled guys
Yeah,
and a mic.
So today's episode is very special. A good friend of mine from long time ago. I want to say maybe a little bit over a decade. She was my partner in crime when we used to go to high schools and talk to the kids about spinal cord injury and prevention. Right?
Yeah.
The one
crazy.
and only Alexandra. Thank you for coming. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, we'll make it live. Pump it up, baby. So how you been?
Been good.
That's
Been
what's
good.
up. That's what's up. What you been up to lately?
Oh my goodness. Besides working full time and being a full time mommy,
Yeah.
you know, that takes up my entire time. So
The whole time.
Like
yeah.
how many kids?
one.
One
But
kid?
it's one like times 3 because she's like a little firecracker.
Okay, so
She's full of
21.
energy. Full of
Full
energy.
of energy all the way. All the
Yeah.
way.
Shout out to your baby. She'll probably see
Yes,
this
yes.
episode. Yeah, what's up? That's cool, man. So I know. Tell us a little bit about how you got injured. That way the people could
Yeah, a little bit
get a
about
little
your
bit
story
to know
so
about
you can
you.
introduce yourself and
Yeah, absolutely. So I suffered a car accident when I was 5 years old, which obviously left me paralyzed, a spinal cord injury. And I'll tell you a little bit of how it happened. I was with my mom in the vehicle. She was taking me to school, and a lady ran the red light and hit us.
Wow.
Yeah, basically hit us head on and threw us head on to a concrete wall.
Wow. So just like that,
small
man.
car, or would you guys drive in a big car?
No, it was a 4-door car. But
My
back
God.
in the days, I don't know if you guys recall,
Yeah.
we didn't have the shoulder
Yeah.
harness. It was just
No.
the lap belt.
And cars was what they
The
would make
seat
out
belts
of
weren't even
metal.
safe.
They were
Yeah,
metal.
Yeah.
Not like
Safer
today.
then than now, yeah.
Yeah, but like.
But I'm not gonna lie. I think I remember riding in no car seat and
Yeah.
all kind of wild
That's what we didn't
stuff.
have
7
car
tray,
seat. Yeah.
bucket seats.
Yeah. Now the kids are strapped up like a spaceship, man.
I know, man.
No, so wow. So you had the experience. Like for example, I got injured at 26.
I
Jeffrey.
was 21.
So we got to live, at least the childhood and early adulthood life differently.
Right.
Do you feel that it was tougher for you, being that you were in a wheelchair? Like, do you think kids were different with you, or you pretty much had a real good? Because a lot of people do have a good experience.
I think I'm probably one of the few that did have a good experience. And I say that because I feel like kids adapt easily.
Right.
Yes.
Like even
So it was
now-
very smooth with you, where people would just chill from day one.
Yeah, I mean, like kids ask questions.
Right.
So they would ask, but I guess they would just see it as, oh, okay, well, she's in a wheelchair, but like nothing else. Like they would just go on to something else.
But you have to have tough skin too, though. You have to be very strong at that young age to be able to go to school, because kids are the biggest. Kids can be bullies, and like they are
They can be
honest
mean.
bullies.
Yeah.
Like us as
Yeah.
adults, we kind of have a filter sometimes if we really want to, but kids don't have a filter. So I can imagine how even you, as if from a female's perspective, going to school, I'm in a wheelchair, I want to wear high heels, my skirt, you know what I mean? So I can
That's our little
Yeah.
dog, by the way, because we live. We got dogs and everything.
Yes,
We have it all. I mean, yeah. Do I think that kids are different now than how they were when I was growing up? Absolutely, yes.
In
I
different,
think
like, good way?
No, like yes, in a good way when I was growing up. I think the morals have changed.
More
so,
respectful, I agree.
Yeah, so maybe
Because I remember when I was going to high school and they got the special class for kids with disabilities, and I remember myself walking through the halls, and every time you see those kids, I used to have, there was a friend of mine that he was in a wheelchair in the classroom, and I always wondered, like, damn, I wonder
What they think,
he
yeah.
thinks about, like, the people look at me, but I guess I did wonder. But it's a question that I always wanted to ask, because
Right.
I like to know why people do what they do, how they feel. Like, I've always admired you for that,
Right.
because
Oh, yeah.
you just
for sure.
don't care.
I just want to
Nope.
roll by, baby.
Nope.
Yeah, you just don't care. And I'm
Attitude
like,
is amazing.
thank
Yeah.
you. I talk to my wife about it all the time. I was like, this dude is energy.
I'm like,
is
let's
just-
go. Get the
Yes.
wheelchair ready. Let's go.
I don't know.
Baby, get the scooter.
I wouldn't be able.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy.
it's taking me time, after hanging out with you, and it's taking me time to come out of my shell after 18 years, bro, because it's difficult, man. It's very hard, especially for me becoming disabled at 21, and then like, oh my God, what a girl's gonna think, like,
Right.
oh, the chair, this and
Yeah.
that. When you go to school, like, willing yourself, like people see you, oh my God, something bad happened to you.
No, it's different. So you had a good experience with that.
I
with the
did.
school.
I really don't remember like having like a bad experience that I would come home crying.
Right,
No,
anything
like,
bad like that. So that's actually
Yeah.
real good. And was your school, you think, pretty accessible?
Yes. My
That's dope.
my elementary school was accessible. Same thing with middle and high school for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember advocating once. I forgot who it was for, because they made her graduate on a weekend, pick up her diploma on a weekend because the stage wasn't accessible. So they made her come on a Saturday to school, pick up the diploma, they take a few pictures and bye.
Oh no.
Oh my
It's
God.
one of those deals where,
No, absolutely not.
And I'm sure a lot of our listeners probably have some experiences,
Man.
It'll be
Like,
cool.
see,
Hit us up, email us.
I'm the type of person, yes, two disabled guys in a mic at gmail.com.
Boom.
See, I didn't mess that up this time. No
Yeah.
applause, Denise, no applause.
No, I think we got a little email sound that we got our sound effects crew in the background. She's gonna
Quick
look for it.
send.
She'll get it.
Okay, guys. She's smiling.
No, but for sure it'll be cool to hear from the people.
You've got mail.
Boom, there it is.
Yeah.
So no, I could imagine. So then after that, once you graduated high school, did you go back to school or you just hung out?
I did. I actually took 6 months off. I just wanted to see where I wanted to go, but I did. I went to college.
So high school graduate first of all.
Yeah.
Little applause for that. Little applause.
Yes.
Because that's an achievement right there. That's a whole achievement.
Graduated from high school. I was actually the prom queen.
Woo!
Double applause. Damn. Everything. Confetti and all. Baby. Throw confetti and all.
Yes.
Yeah, that's dope.
I don't know why I did the extra sound. I don't know, but it sounded good in my head.
That's
And went to college and graduated with a bachelor's for fashion merchandising.
Nice. Dope. So what are you doing nowadays?
Nowadays, I am working in the insurance life, like I call it.
Okay.
So that's what I'm doing.
Like property insurance, like car insurance.
No, like life
life
insurance.
Life
Yeah.
insurance.
Okay.
That's dope.
Okay, but that's always good to have. By the way.
Yes,
knowledge.
very important, I must say.
So maybe one day we do
Absolutely.
an episode about life insurance.
Okay, let's bring it.
Question
Give us
about
some
life
info.
insurance: is it true that you can put life insurance on somebody else even though they're not a family member or anything?
I'll get you in contact with an
Okay,
agent
there you
who can
go.
answer that.
Send me
Yeah, for real.
I don't wanna.
I got you. I heard
And
that
then,
one.
give the wrong info here.
I got you.
And then I know, so years ago, I remember I touched about the Derek Wynn Foundation. We used to speak for the Derek Wynn Foundation about awareness and things like that. We did a couple things for the support group, I think, a few
Yep.
times.
We did.
Spoke in a lot of high schools. And
College
unfortunately, in colleges too. I remember one of the high schools we spoke at, one of the kids actually ended up with a spinal cord injury.
Really?
Like a year later, I went to Piermont and he goes, you came to speak to my school. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, you were one of the guys talking. And I'm just like, oh my God.
Yeah, you changed his life. I'm pretty
That's
sure you
crazy.
changed his life.
And he was pretty cool, about it. You could tell he was a little sad of what's going on, which I
Right.
told him is normal, whatever. But to me, it was shocking that someone that you could do a presentation,
Yeah.
but it happens, man. Accidents and
I
kids
know,
are
I
wild, jumping in the pool, jumping off the roof.
Yeah.
I saw my nephews playing the other day, and one is a lot bigger than the other. And I was like, yo, stop. You can break his back
Yes.
like that. And they don't even notice the way
don't.
they play.
They don't. I
We're
tell my daughter
fragile
all the time.
human beings.
Yes.
Yes.
And we think we're indestructible at times. That's how I was on my motorcycle. I used to be like, whatever happens.
remember
And then, yeah, right.
I remember my grandma saying, buy the coffin with it. Like, no, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen to me. And everybody tells you, there's two riders, the ones that go down and the ones that are going to go down. It's never going to happen.
For real. Alex,
always
so
think that,
when you go out with your group of friends, right? Do you experience different situations, you think, or everything's pretty much normal? Like, when you're hanging out with, with your girls and you guys are going places, do you think guys are scared to approach you, or you think you're pretty approachable, or it really depends on the person in the wheelchair. How do you feel about that?
Or do you even mind too? Are you like mindful about it? That's
From what I've noticed, like when I'm just looking around just to see, I feel like I get both. I feel like I can get the person that's intimidated as to how do I even approach her.
Right.
But then I could also get the person that has Alex's personality to be like, hey, what's up? You know?
Yeah.
Like, so it just depends. I think it depends on the person, depends on the situation, depends on who I'm with, if they want to approach or not.
Right.
Because for me, they think that my wife is my nurse at all times.
Really?
Yeah, like I have to grab her butt sometimes.
To represent.
Yeah.
Represent.
Just have her sit on your lap.
Well, yeah, but it's one lap. We're gonna tilt. Like, you know what I mean? It's just one leg. We're gonna go. So, but it's funny though. Like they assume right away that she's like whoever's with you is your caregiver. Like, why?
Right.
Why do you assume that is my?
I never got in that, I don't think.
Never.
We always got in like people come up to us, they're like, you guys are so cute together. Oh my God. And then people want to like hug us and touch us. And we're like, ooh, like, hold up. Yeah, we get that often, you know. Pictures, yes. People, I go, can we take pictures with you guys? And we were like, the hell?
What do you
Really?
What are you gonna do with these pictures?
Babe, we gotta step out of our game. Like we slacking.
people
Like
be doing
nobody
some
takes
weird
pictures with
stuff.
us.
By the way,
Like, we like
wifeys
the
are in the
kids-
back scene. They're in the back, in the back doing the audio. Yeah, shout out to the wifeys.
Like, we are sounding like the kids with cooties in the park. Like, no, don't touch them too. Like,
Right. So, Alex, question for you.
Yes.
And you went through the whole pregnancy process. You have a daughter.
Yeah.
You know, she's now pretty grown.
are you a single mom?
I am a single mom.
Shout out to all the single moms out
All the
there.
single moms.
Single moms holding it down, holding down the seeds.
Yes.
Yes.
So how was that experience like? Because that's got to be a whole experience.
Oh my God.
That was an experience.
I get a little spasm and I'm like, babe, I don't
Yes.
So I can imagine being pregnant and man,
imagine
your
being
body
pregnant,
changes.
Your body's changing. Even like towards the end, I was like, oh my God, I'm not fitting in my chair. That's gonna be an issue.
Right,
like,
because you get white a little. Yeah, you have
Oh my
to.
God.
So,
What level is your spinal cord injury?
So I was always told it was a T3. And
Okay, so pretty
no,
high, yeah.
No, a couple of years ago they did the Asia test, and it's
Okay.
I'm actually a C8.
Wow. So
Yeah,
higher.
so
So you
I'm
went from
high.
a T to a C?
Yeah, I don't know.
Higher.
I don't know how that happened either.
Well, don't forget too, when you got injured, I mean, there was not really much knowledge about
There
that.
wasn't.
I think.
No,
I mean,
there
I could be
wasn't.
wrong.
There wasn't.
Because I know when I was injured 20 years ago, they were still trying little things out that
Yeah.
now is like, really? You know,
I
so.
think when I was injured, they would. I believe they was starting to try with big skin to do the
Oh, like
skin grafts,
screen grafts and
yeah.
stuff,
things,
yeah.
because I remember my father asking about them. They said no, he's not quite. We're not quite there yet.
Yeah, no, that's. Yeah,
I
like
don't
skin
care,
graft,
you know
man.
how
It's
much
like
that
peeling
hurts
you
my
off.
teeth?
I
I've
bet.
had like 12 of those surgeries. That is awful. Like
The
the
worst.
burning sensation when you
Yeah,
wake
because you're on
up.
fire, no skin.
No, there's nothing that can take that away. And then they put these little sticky things on you, like abdominal pads. And after the second or third day, you have to take them off.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh,
they
by
are
the way,
very
can you show out your shirt? Look at that shirt, boy.
Yes, hit us up.
Yeah.
Merchandise
That's the
coming
shirt,
soon.
baby.
Yes.
That's
This
dope.
guy is so. Look at how handsome this guy is. You see,
I need a shirt. I need to represent you
We
guys.
gotta
Yes,
we gotta
you
get
do.
you a shirt for sure. But look, sorry. So back to that. Back to you started not fitting in your chair.
Yeah, so thankfully that was towards the end. I went to the hospital 2 weeks before having her. And then I just stayed the duration of the time that the doctors didn't want me to leave. I was already like 3 centimeters dilated, which worked out fine. But yeah, like I was ever rolling into the hospital and I'm like, I'm not fitting in this chair. But then what's
Right,
gonna happen
yeah,
like
it's
afterwards?
difficult.
Because it takes
Yeah.
a while to lose the weight. So I'm not gonna lie, I was in this chair and it was tight, but I made it work.
I'll
Little
tell
by
you
little.
what, I want to know not about the weight, because like I recently started using the foot pad because I've always been a foot propeller.
Yeah.
So once I got this new chair,
He used to show out all over the office, by
I
the way.
was like, Alex, I think I gained a new disability when it comes to your experience.
He meant
I
to
see
say
him
level of
struggling.
respect.
Well,
Level of
yeah.
respect.
I see him pushing and he's always holding the cup.
Yeah,
in
we
his
would
mouth.
pull up
I
to
got
work
you.
We would pull up to work at the same time, and I always grab stuff with my mouth and my backpack and stuff. He would come up and be like, bro, let me help you. I'm like, wait, let me just push. He's like, you can't even talk. And I'm like, I gotta use both hands. Yeah, you know.
And when I got this chair, I couldn't even push myself holding a cup of water. So how was it for you holding your baby? That was challenging.
It's funny. Everybody would ask me, like, how do you think you're gonna do it? How are you gonna?
You adapt.
You do. That's it. You just. I don't know.
I took care of the triplets. I took care of the triplets too, like that.
Yeah.
I know.
You don't know what you're gonna encounter. That's the first step. And then being disabled, it's like, you know what? I'm gonna make it work. Just like I made it work to get into learning how to drive. Getting dressed in a wheelchair, as crazy as that may sound to some people.
I hate getting dressed in my wheelchair.
Really?
I hate it.
What do you do getting dressed in?
My chair is light, so every time I go like to pull one leg, one part of the pants or shorts, my chair is like sliding out. My brakes coming off. I'm like, fuck.
Would it be easier for you guys, like for spinal cord injury individuals, to like get dressed in the bed?
I get dressed in the bed quick.
That's how I was taught, but
okay.
I taught myself like no.
Yeah, how to.
Okay.
But yeah, so
I mean, if it has to be done, but I don't like it.
See, the thing about having one leg is that they just come up easy. And they come down even. It's easier. Have you ever gotten out of the car?
Oh man, I've fallen off the chair. And by the time I roll back to get my chair,
your chair's in Hialeah?
Yeah, jeans off, boxer shorts off. You're over there like, damn, dog, your ass all over the floor.
It's always the good thing that nobody's ever around. So shit, you're still looking around.
At home. Yeah. When it's at home, then if you in the street, you got to play it off. Like, fuck.
No, every time it happens to me, nobody's watching. Thank God.
He's helped me at the office.
He's held it.
Oh my God!
He'll be like, yo, I heard a noise. Hello,
last Thursday, his office is next to mine. So last Thursday, I hear, well, that was yesterday.
That's one of.
That was Wednesday. Oh my God.
That was one of the last ones.
I hear, boom. No. I was like, nah, that wasn't him. I'm like, that's
because his office is next to mine.
And then he's paging me, so I was like, oh, he probably wants to take a break. I was like, yo, what's up? He's like, hey man, can you get
Robin Nate? My chair kept sliding out. No matter what I would do, I go lifting, and my chair kept going. I ended up from the door all the way by my window, and it's like a pretty good. I'm like,
yeah.
So I'm like, I get a spasm. I was rolling back, a spasm hit me, and boom. But the previous time that happened, I held onto my desk and I got on my chair.
Yeah.
And we went outside to take a break, and he's like, bro, did you drop something? I heard a loud noise in here. I'm like, yeah, man, it was me.
I dropped my ass.
I
dropped myself. No, but then, that happened. So you get dressed on the chair and stuff?
I do. I get dressed in my chair. And I mean, just with anything, I guess because I just, again, I've
just
been doing
do it.
Yeah, I've been doing it since I'm a child.
Yeah, you get used to it.
I don't know. Other people may look at me and be like, oh, like, you're doing
that's skills. I would say that's skills because, man.
But it's just an adaptation.
Yeah.
It's just the bottom line.
Yeah. Just like when people ask me, how do you drive? That became like second nature type thing, like right away. If you want to drive, that's it.
Something that gives you independence, you really focus on that.
You learn, boy.
Try to drive, because that's what gets you to do whatever.
You did your driving lessons, or you went straight for the license?
No, I had a drive. Yeah,
who taught you?
Not who you're thinking.
No,
the same person that's been doing it for 35 years.
No, okay, she was tough.
My mom heard about her and said,
"No,
you're not gonna teach my daughter. Absolutely not."
I probably should let.
So it was a man. I forgot his name, but yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, because there's different people, which we'll have an episode about that because we get asked that about and
because people want to know.
Yeah,
driving,
And then I was telling my fiance, even when we travel to like Orlando, Tampa, places like that, I'll bring the equipment. We could interview people at different places, different injuries.
I would.
That would be dope. And driving's a big one because I know when I found out about hand controls, I was like, man, what?
Yeah.
I was surprised. I thought I was gonna invent that.
I remember,
that was my money maker.
I remember my dad used to own a shop, and he was a mechanic, and I remember he took me to the shop, and he's thinking, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna switch the pedals. I was like, Dad,
oh yeah.
You can,
He was getting MacGyver.
Because I went to the DMV right after my accident to renew my ID, and they told me, no, we have to suspend your license. I'm like, why? He's like, because you are in a wheelchair. I was like, I don't understand. I can still.
Right.
So then the lady never suspended my license, so that's when my dad thought about switching the pedals.
Oh, I can see. Okay.
Because
then you had to learn how to get used to that.
yes,
Did you
yeah.
ever mess up?
No, because I never did. I used to drive stick before my accident, so I sat in the car. I was like, oh, okay, it's just adjusting my leg a little bit.
And so your license stayed the same. It doesn't
yes,
need.
well,
Okay.
yes.
I know we have to get like an endorsement.
You guys need,
and
it needs to have.
you got to do a hand
driver or-
evaluation to make sure, first of all, you got the reaction. And then depending on that, I believe that person, the professional, they'll decide how many lessons you need. And then.
But that's one of the things that we can get, like you said, we can get into it later on in some other episodes. But that's one of the things that
Knowledge.
we need more of.
Knowledge, for sure.
Because there's a lot of individuals with disability that could be driving, should be driving, and they're not driving. They are not driving
Because they don't know.
They don't
It's
know.
too
It's the
expensive.
unknown. Right.
Too expensive.
No, not only
They
that,
don't
expensive,
know.
yeah.
And there's only one person that does in the 3 county areas: Miami, Palm Beach, and Broward.
So we have the lack of knowledge for driving. I just found out one of the hospitals that we peer mentor at, they doing a driving thing now.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
awesome.
A driving program.
Yeah.
And I thought it was just gonna be for patients, but they told me it's gonna be for everybody. So hopefully we'll
Good.
get more info
Yes.
and
Yeah,
could
because
spread
hit us up about any information that anybody's looking for when it comes to driving. Email us and we can share that information.
we'll look around and get you some answers and stuff. 'Cause-
Definitely.
So you went from the driving and your daughter. So how was that
Yeah.
experience now? Like after with the kid, like what was it like?
I'll be honest with you, now that we're talking about driving, like I remember that I told myself, oh my God, I can't, how am I gonna put the baby in the car and then get myself in the car and then get a stroller in the car?
I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Me neither.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was one of the things.
At all.
Then I kid you not, the entire pregnancy, they kept telling me I was gonna have a C-section. And it's like, you're gonna have a C-section, you're gonna have to rest for like a month, so you have the help.
So pause right there, because
Yeah.
that's educational. I wouldn't know. I didn't think about it, honestly. So now the listeners will know that just because you're in a wheelchair, you don't necessarily have to have a C-section.
No,
It
you
could be,
don't.
okay, boom.
No, you don't.
Dope.
So knowing all of this, I'm like, at the time I was with her father, I was like, oh my God, we have to change a lot of things right now. So switch from a car to a van,
Right.
with the ramp and all, because I was like, well, I have to get her in the car and then get myself situated. I don't want to take forever. So we transitioned into that. And then I'm trying to think what else did I have to adapt, but basically, let's go back to the van. So I would have to get her in the vehicle. So here I am carrying a baby into her car seat, then putting the stroller, folding it, and then getting myself onto the car seat. Yeah, so I mean, it took.
It was a whole workout.
You got up about 4 o'clock in the morning to get to work, huh?
Yeah, basically.
No, and if you got to take the baby to the doctors and
Yeah.
and
So-
you would have to plan ahead, I bet.
Always. I was like, okay, if I have a 10 o'clock appointment in the 10 o'clock.
Let's start at 7:30.
I have to get her ready.
Yeah, get
I
ready.
leave her in her bassinet while I'm getting myself ready.
Do some
and
push-ups. Get ready for that whole work. Yeah,
I'm
man.
telling you.
Not
I'm
only
telling
that,
you.
when the baby gets up in the middle of the night, you have to get in your chair,
So I made myself. I had to obviously make things a little bit easier. Yes, you would normally get in your chair and go to the baby's room. No, I brought the baby. To
I had
my room
with
and
the
I had a
triplets.
bassinet,
Yeah, like a bassinet next to me.
next to me. Yeah.
To be able to, yeah. Because if not,
Yeah, I wasn't. I mean, she still had her room and everything with her crib. Probably never
but-
got used, to be honest. But yeah, I had the bassinet next to me because if not, I'm
make
not
it.
gonna get
Did you ever? I did it to the triplets. So they had the placemat on the floor, the little
Yeah.
padding.
Yeah.
And they would have their onesies, and whenever I needed to change them or whatever, I would pick them up
By
face.
a little onesie?
And by the onesie, I would grab them and then put them on my lap or the changing
Yeah.
table, and then I would grab them and put them back, and then they crawl around.
I have
into
a
the
There
question.
you
No,
go.
I have a question because I want to
Yeah.
do this to my niece, but I don't know if it's bad or not. So she's 3 years old, right?
Okay.
So some badass kids, my nephews. And so I want to get one of those stretchy ropes because I want to start taking them out more, and I want to put it up I want to put it around my waist and just tie her up to it.
Just so she don't
Like-
get
like-
away.
Just let her go.
Just let her
Just
go.
let her go. I don't
She's
know
gonna
if
pull you off the wheelchair.
I still have a wild child. I didn't do that, but I just
Right?
put her on my lap and boop.
I'm pretty sure we're disabled. I'm not pretty sure we are disabled. I'm pretty sure we can get away with it. We
Now
disabled.
with my kids, boy, I just give them the look.
It's the
They
I'm
know.
not gonna tell
Oh boy, they know.
Yep.
Toys are getting taken away. Something's gonna happen. You're gonna get smacked or something.
So, moving forward now, so for most of our listeners, I don't know, when did you happen to stumble into modeling? Because a lot of us, we have a superstar here.
Okay. So the modeling started many, many years ago. I think I was 18, 19. So it started with modeling, and then it actually even went into like beauty pageants. Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of wanted to go that route just because when have you ever seen a woman in a wheelchair in a pageant? And I was like, you know
Queen
what?
in a wheelchair.
We're gonna break this stigma here.
Breaking
So-
barriers. Yeah,
That's how it is.
educating.
That's how it is.
And I did. I went up to, at the time, the person that was running it, and I said, can I enter? He's like, yeah, why wouldn't you be able to? I'm like, I don't know. I've never seen a woman
Right.
in a wheelchair, like.
That's dope.
So
That's
I did.
dope.
I entered. I don't know if they still have it. Maybe they do, but it was the Miss Cuban American pageant over in Miami. So
Pretty
yeah,
sure
so I
you
started.
Go to ILE and
Yeah. So I did it, and it's funny. I did it with other girls that later on, one's even a news reporter over in Seattle, and yeah. So it all started from there, and then my modeling took off from there as well.
Is
That's dope.
that something that you continue doing, or?
So I haven't been doing it lately. If I get called, for a sponsorship, like my chair or something, then yeah, I'll do it.
That's for the listeners out there. Wheelchair sponsors.
Yeah, we need some
Definitely.
wheelchair sponsors. Yes, absolutely. So
Just don't forget about us little people.
No. Yeah, of course not.
You heard it here first.
Yes. To disabled guys in the mic.
When she
you
gets
go.
that check, boy.
But it's send them tips his way.
Be like, Alexandra, is us. Two
Right.
disabled guys, and I'm like, who?
Instead of making hell, throwing quarters.
No, that's dope. That's dope. So usually now in your free time, what do you like to do for fun?
free time, gosh, whenever I get that free time,
You guys never do. Moms never get free time.
never. Oh, if I do get free time, I love to travel. I love to spend time, obviously, with friends.
Touch on that a little bit. How has your traveling experience been? Have you ever had a bad experience?
I wouldn't say bad. Even I've gone to Europe and all, and it hasn't been bad. One thing that I will say now, when we're talking about the driving and all, is I wish there would just be more accessible Ubers or taxis. And unfortunately, we live in an urban city like Miami, and I've seen it in New York because
New York was dope. New York had
you can just call a taxi and they'll be accessible.
Uber X.
Uber.
Uber X.
No, why? What was it? Wave. Wheelchair accessible vehicle something.
But
That's something.
Really?
So I guess
Yeah,
they
man.
do have it, and I'm just
On
not
the
aware.
app. And I didn't know about it. And so our friends who are gonna be on the next episode,
Okay.
they had just came back from New York. We called them and we're like, hey, how was the experience? They were like, bro, because the previous time I went, not that it was horrible, but transportation sucked. You gotta make sure the elevator's working, this and that, So they were like, download the Uber app and you're gonna see Uber Wave. We use that thing. As soon as you press it, 5 minutes later, the van comes up. They put the
Really?
ramp out.
Okay,
See?
You're out
so
of there.
things have advanced
Yeah.
since the last time I was in New York. And the other place is Vegas. The last time I was in
Oh,
Vegas,
yeah.
maybe 3 years ago or so, I couldn't find one. Thankfully, I was with friends that would help me in and out of the car. But
Yeah.
I'm very independent. I want to just get on even if it's a van, let me just get in and get out.
Right.
So
See, that wave
Vegas
vans were like
needs
that.
to-
Yeah,
That
because to
wave
me,
van
when
was
it comes,
amazing.
when it gets to that point, then
Shout out to the Wave, Uber
Yes,
Wave.
yes,
Hey, Uber,
yes,
if you're
yes, yes.
They
listening,
need to bring that down here.
we need that everywhere.
Everywhere.
ASAP.
They will make money. Like, yo.
Absolutely.
That's the problem.
Hey, Uber, you heard it here first. We want some of that
Individuals with
money.
disability don't have money to spend. You have a lot of money. People with disabilities that are looking to spend. A lot of people.
And
with
people that
Yes.
don't drive, so they need to
Yes,
get here
they
and
need to
there.
go from
And
point
because
A
of
to
their
point
wheelchair, they just won't do it.
Yeah, man. It's transportation is one of the main issues. I believe,
Main
for
issues, man.
people with disabilities.
Yeah.
Honestly,
It is.
Especially,
It is.
especially since you depend on the public transportation system, which is we know is if you use their entity that we're not going to mention.
Which we're here. If you need
Yes.
our help, man, we'll give
Hit
you
us up.
input.
Give us some
Input.
information.
I mean, the buses are pretty accessible. I did a
Oh,
class
yeah.
where we did the buses, and some stations are accessible. This is the problem, right? The problem becomes Florida gets really hot, and when you're at the bus stop in the wheelchair, you know you're.
It's very
Some of our temperature is not
Yeah.
the same anymore, so we
Exactly.
don't sweat like before,
right.
and we overheat.
We overheat.
So
yeah.
that's a big, thing that maybe transportation doesn't know about. And then on top of that, some sidewalks are not accessible. So,
No.
to get to the bus stop, you got to do tricks. So
Mm-hmm.
you might as well stay home.
But not only that, and then you have to go take it a step further. Of once you get inside the bus, they tie you up. Now you have to go through the embarrassment of being tied up to a bus, and the whole bus looking at you like.
Oh yeah, because they got to tie you
Yeah,
on.
put all
No,
the
but
straps
come on,
and
G.
everything.
Like the bus driver takes 35 minutes just to finish with you.
No, and they don't know. They go, does this strap go here? Be like, yes, I'll be helping them out.
I do
I've
too.
done it.
I'm like, here, just give it
Yeah,
to
I'm
me.
like, just
no,
give me
no,
the
no,
strap,
like,
I'll
let me
put it
just help
here,
you. Please.
And that's it.
We need
But
to go.
In the times that I've done it, I usually tell the guy, no, it's all right. I don't need to strap
Yeah.
up. Like, dude, come on, man. Like, that's embarrassing.
Like my last time in New York before this accessible time, right? I jumped on a bus and the bus driver goes, "Do you want to get strapped up?" And I said, "No." Man,
Oh, of
this
course.
dude, he knew how to drive.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. He was
Okay. I was like, what happened?
he was turning this bus U-turn, but I was in there like,
Oh, my God.
He was like, "You okay?" I'm like, "Yeah."
I
Like,
thought
yo,
you
I
were
was
okay.
holding
he's
on to
probably looking at you,
everything.
sir. I thought you were okay. You said that you were okay. but you
Man,
didn't
I
need to
was holding on to everything in that bus, but it was a good ride. So Europe, you think it's accessible?
I think so. I mean, for the most part, again, if they would just have like the accessible vehicles, I think that would just make it so much
A great
easier. That's
experience.
my only, because I mean, I want to start like traveling more with my daughter, and that's what like holds me back. Because hotels, we can get, an
Mm-hmm.
88 room, roll-in shower, whatever you may need. But transportation is like,
How about like when you went over there? Do those hotels provide commodes or you gotta get your own?
no, they do. They do.
They provide
Remember,
stuff?
everything in Europe is small, so always remember that. But
Right.
when it comes to like, our chairs and stuff, yes, they will work
Accommodate
with you.
you
And they will
and
accommodate
all
you.
that stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
You
Perfect.
see, I don't have an issue with people that do that. I don't have an issue at all with people that would go a little step further to try to accommodate you, try to provide the service. I do have a
Exactly.
problem with the people that just, no, it's okay. You don't have to eat here, or you don't have to come here, or I do have a problem.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're always gonna get a little bit of both. You know what's funny in these accessible rooms? When they say it's accessible and then the bed is like super high.
Oh,
Yeah,
my.
that's one thing. I'm like, okay,
but
so
the
they-
room's accessible, but
the
that
room- and
bed,
the
you be
bathroom's
like,
super
"Dang."
accessible, but then it's like,
You gotta do that hop that if you miss,
hey, here we go.
you gotta land on
Or
that
the-
chair,
Or the
boy.
3-inch carpet.
Oh
from
yeah, yeah. And no,
1955.
and the room is the last one on the hallway
Yeah, instead
by
of
the
being closer
elevator.
to-
Like,
How
yo,
about parking spots?
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, man. Like,
I think they've been getting a little better, but I think if we advocate more and educate
yes,
more, they will
definitely,
change that.
Definitely,
Because I went to see an apartment with my fiance and they took us like on a 30-minute walk to the apartment, and the lady's like, "Oh, it's just a walk."
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, "Bro, can you imagine me throwing garbage from that apartment to nah?"
Oh, can you imagine you not throwing garbage?
That's what I want to do. Not throwing. I was gonna say, "Babe, let's get that apartment in."
That's when you put that disability
Sorry.
card,
Sorry.
Sorry.
that's
You
not
gotta throw
working
the
for you,
garbage.
bud.
Right away, she's like, "No, next place."
Yeah, like next.
So the traveling with your daughter, you guys got any plans?
There's no plans. I mean, I want to see like where we're gonna be going, but that's the only thing that stops me from like moving forward.
Okay.
Because
The
it's
accessibility of
like,
vehicles.
just like the in and out of a vehicle, because
Do you do research before you go to those places?
I do, and I research, and now
Make
I'm gonna
calls
go
and
research.
stuff.
Yeah,
How
like
about
now
you,
I want to
Alex?
know about that.
How about you? Oh, there's two Alexes,
Yeah.
by the way.
I think when we travel, my fiance does all the research.
Right.
We call together and try to get stuff, as prepared as possible. And I think we haven't had a bad experience so far.
I'm so sorry.
So we
I
just
don't
call
call
ahead.
anywhere. I don't plan anything. I'm
Just
so
show
sorry.
up.
I just go.
I'm here. Surprise.
She traumatized me once. So check this shit out. So when I started working, after my injury, so Cuban, I love a good deal. Anybody that's trying to offer you a good deal. So this lady passed by and she's offering this, this hotel is reopening again. Like a whole, I don't remember if it was a week.
Motel 6.
No, it wasn't. But it was like $20. I was like, $20 only. And she's like, yeah, it's amazing. I was like, where? And she showed me the brochure and everything. I was like, I know where that place is. So come to happen, I get home all excited. And she's like, oh, babe, look what? She's like, babe, they have ghosts in that hotel.
Oh,
my
it's the one in
God.
Hollywood.
Yo, I'm not gonna say the name. You knew about it? Like this? She knew about it. I'm the only one didn't know about it. I've
You
been
know
living in
about that
Hollywood for
Okay,
23 years.
I don't know what hotel, so tell me later.
I can't tell you that. So
They've
then-
been there for years.
Yo,
my God.
since
Abandoned.
that time, it's been 12 years, and I haven't made another reservation ever in my life. I've been traumatized. No,
you
I
go?
didn't go this. Like when she told me the place, I stopped. I haven't made
You
a
were like,
reservation
yeah,
ever
he's
again.
traumatized.
I wonder if
18
they do
years
that like
later.
as a tour. Like as a
Like a haunted
attraction.
house?
Yeah, like something like that. Because
I
it
don't-
is creepy just looking at because we know the story supposedly behind it. I don't know if it's true or not, but just looking at it, you're like,
But I should have known because before I became injured, I used to go to that place and nobody
All
was
the
there.
time.
Like I used to play pool at the bar and I was like, why isn't anybody here?
yeah, it was
Now you know.
always there to
Now I
forget.
know, yeah, because they have ghosts and that's why. Sorry.
So Alex, you have your own home,
Yes,
fully accessible too.
yes.
Which is
Nice.
important.
Applause
Yeah.
for that. Again, applause.
Which is
Single
super
mom,
important to
single
have
mom.
Yes.
No, and it makes it easier, It makes it a lot
course.
easier.
Yeah.
So
Accessible bathroom.
what would you change in your home, or you think it's perfect the way you have it now?
The
Or you
way-
think
no,
there could
yeah.
still be little things that you'd be like, oh man, I should have done this here, this there.
No, because I really thought about everything
Before we went
yeah,
into-
before I
perfect.
did the whole remodeling to the home. Yeah, definitely.
Which
It was
is important, man.
It was like, I'm moving obviously to this home with my daughter. I need to make it as accessible as possible for me. So that's what I did.
Do you
Which I know a lot of cities and counties, I'm not really quite sure which one is it, but they have programs that will help you remodel your home.
Yes.
Yes,
And they
there's-
put a
there's
lien
some,
on your
right?
home for a certain amount of years, but as long as you don't move or sell it or whatever,
For a certain amount of
they
years.
will help you, especially if it's for accessibility.
That's awesome.
That is the
Yeah.
main thing. Actually, I think most counties do that. It's just a matter of getting in touch with your city
Right.
and see whether or not, one, you qualify, two, your county provides that program or not, and if it's within.
That's for the listeners. That's for
Yes,
the
yes,
listeners.
yes.
Little info out there. Get in touch
And-
and use those programs because that money, most of the time, like I didn't know about it.
Listen. I spoke with the person that runs the program, and she was telling me when they first started with this type of programs, they used to have like a budget of $5 million. But the problem is that most people with disabilities, one, they don't own a home, as we know.
Right.
Right,
So
yeah.
Our income, and most of us are not working.
We need to get a raise. That income
Yeah.
sucks.
Yes. Number two, we have limitations. If you're an SSI, you can only have $2,500 in your bank account, one car, one home. And if you can only have
limited.
$2,500, how are you going to show the mortgage company that you
You're
have
limited.
3 months
And
back?
I think I like how they're tough on some stuff, but I think they should really evaluate the people one by one because some disabilities, I get it, you can still work, you can still be
Yeah.
functional, but there's some disabilities that are not visually there, right? That you could notice, but they're messed up, and I've seen it because I've been meeting people. You're like, oh man, mentally, and
I agree
they
with
lose
you.
it. Like they start talking to you, and you start finding, all of a sudden you're like, whoa,
I agree with you,
like,
but-
what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you do that, that's when you start getting into discrimination. So
Right.
you cannot do that. So
That's
you see what
true
I
too.
mean?
Yeah,
So it's
because
a
then it
very-
becomes, yeah.
So what if, in my opinion, what I think they should do, one, they should hire somebody in power or put somebody in power that has a disability. That's number one. If you work in a wheelchair company, hire somebody in power that uses a wheelchair.
Right.
Like, give
You know
them
what I
more
mean? So
opportunities.
they actually not only business wise, but you have compassion and you understand that the whole idea.
Right, yeah,
behind
the
it,
process
you know
and
what I mean?
everything, yeah.
And that's why we struggle so much, because they put us through so many hoops that we have
So
to
many.
jump through to
So
be able to
many.
qualify. But
It's tough, man.
they put you through embarrassment. You have to go through your personal income. Oh, my fingers are cracking. You have to go through.
Arthritis, baby.
Yeah, you know.
Shout out to arthritis.
Yes,
I got
yes,
arthritis.
yes.
Everything
So do I.
hurts.
I have an arthritis foundation.
Yo, when I wake up just thinking, I'm like, hurting. I'm
25
like,
minutes putting together, like crack, clack, clack, clack. It's like you.
No,
you know,
honestly.
Like you pop and lock and like.
do you wake up earlier just to give yourself more time? Because I do. I know
Yes.
we give
Of course.
ourselves like
Yes.
Of course.
and then when I have my
Like,
kids, I gotta
it's
wake up rushing.
yeah.
I hate it, bro.
I know, like, oh my God, here we go.
But I want to get every second of sleep, and it's like,
So, another question. So, are you still peer mentoring?
No, I mean, not because I don't want to, it just hasn't.
No time?
Yeah,
Wah,
just,
wah, wah.
I know.
How
I
about-
need to get back into
What
it.
about coaching?
but you know what? Important that you said peer mentoring. You know why I think? I think we're lacking on the female presence.
I agree.
A little.
100%.
There's a lot of injuries and a lot of knowledge that people would want to know. You know, and I think we see a lot of the females in wheelchairs, but
Right.
I don't know if in Broward they're very active. I see
Dude.
the ones in Dade County, they're pretty
The problem
active.
is most of us that get into accident females and do crazy stuff that we do. Like,
Right.
you know, some of them do, like, shout out to them females. All of them, shout out to them.
You know, just your story about how you get your kid in the car.
Dude, like, just thinking about half an hour, because you guys with the heels and this and the hair and the makeup. And
I go
this
out
and
now
that.
and my fiance goes, I'll put your chair in the back. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
You sure,
Thank
babe?
you. I'm not the only one. Thank
I'm
you.
like,
I don't
oh my
mind
God,
seeing-
thank you.
I'm not the only one. Shit, I feel like
Especially
crap.
when we're leaving the restaurant and you're full and you just don't
Right?
want,
Thank
babe,
you,
I'll put
thank
your
You
chair
got
in
the
the
itis. You got the itis. Be like, oh my God, a chair.
And I'm like, baby, are you sure? Please don't say yes.
Oh my God, I say the same thing, like, dude, baby, but I really mean it. He doesn't. He's a liar. I really do.
No, thank you, babe. Appreciate
So,
it.
yes, shout out to all the wifeys
Yes.
and other husbands
Yes.
that's always helping the spouses and the siblings, family
All the
members.
support. Any
The family
support.
Yes.
I mean, I would definitely love to go back to like peer mentoring because I just feel like, if you can just change somebody's vision of how they see things, why not?
I agree. That's awesome. Okay. All right.
So-
Well, hit up the hospitals because I think we have a training coming up soon. It's for old peer mentorings and new ones peer mentors,
Something
so
like
they
that.
can go in and hospitals, hit us up again. Lots of information.
Or we could peer mentor through our show.
Oh,
Yeah,
definitely.
absolutely.
Or we can go and do a show there.
Hit us up.
There
And we
you
could
go.
have you on our show. We can have the
Yes.
people on our show.
Definitely. Or
We
you
could
can-
add them
Or you can have our show playing in the background.
in the background,
People
all of
wake
that,
up
all
from
of
the
that stuff.
accidents. Oh, look, people with disability. Oh.
Take over. The takeover.
Yes, right?
So back to your home. You love it
Yes.
where you're at,
I do.
obviously. And then do you work far from your home or you're pretty close?
No, I do work far. I work on, it's basically like East Fort Lauderdale. So yeah, I'm on the other
A good
side.
drive. Ooh, you get that
Traffic.
traffic.
I get that
traffic's
lovely
crazy.
traffic every morning and every afternoon. You gotta love it.
Commute, yeah, I
Oh, that
know. If you
commute is
leave
great.
1 minute late,
Oh, that's
that
it.
1 minute you
That
and I
one-
were talking about
Oh
it.
yeah, 1 minute makes a
If
difference.
we leave the
Huge,
office by
huge.
4:15, we stuck. I think
That's
we
it,
stuck.
yeah,
in
yeah.
Yeah, like,
I
that's
noticed
it.
because if I leave like at 4, I leave at 4.
Everybody
I'm like, here
leaves
you
at the
go.
same time.
But if I were to leave like at 3:50, oh my God, those 10
Right there,
minutes are like amazing. Like it's
a
huge.
sweet spot. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a
Smooth
sweet spot.
breeze.
That's a sweet spot, yeah.
What was I gonna ask you? Have you ever been pulled over?
Yeah,
I was the other day.
yeah.
I
I
was
was
the
pulled
other day.
over. It was the other day.
Yeah.
Again.
Well, no, man. Hey, come on, man. So, for everybody that knows me, I love firearms. I mean,
Okay.
I don't want to call them weapons because people, and I build them. I'm getting my instructor's license and all that. So I'm on my way with my wife and my nephew. We're on our way to Okeechobee to go, practice.
Yeah.
And on the way there, we get pulled over. In the 35, I'm doing like 50. And I never speed,
Yeah.
dude. I drive like an old lady. Like, I really do. And the day I speed, I have the car full of
Loaded.
guns.
Oh no.
So I get pulled over. It's like, crap. And you and I always talk about people with disabilities. And I've never been pulled over with a weapon on me.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh shit, they're going to pull me out of the fucking car. Like they're going to drag me out of the car. Because I remember you telling me about your friend. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they
about your
pulled
friend
him.
that they pulled him out of the car
Yeah, I
and he
was
was
gonna
all
say,
messed
how
up.
would that work? Like you get pulled over and they're like, get out of the car and it's like,
Well,
I'm in a
I would
wheelchair.
I would
You wanna
flash
take
my
that-
placard, but then you got to think about when you're reaching for it.
Right.
If it's not hanging, that's
So
another.
what I did, I left my hands here.
Yeah,
so
I would stick my hands out the window.
So as soon as
honestly.
the lady came in, I said, almost like, I have a concealed carry permit and I have
Everything
loaded.
in the back. I look like Rambo.
She's like, so I said, do you need it? Because sometimes they do request for you
Right,
to give
right,
it.
yeah.
She's like, no, just let me check. I was like, oh, crap, thank God. And then she's like, just slow down. I was like, okay, thank you, lady.
Yeah, best way to do it.
Say, don't slow down, kids.
How was your experience when you got pulled over?
I remember that was my younger days. I was coming home late.
Oh, so it's been a while.
It's been a while, yeah.
2-3
From
years.
going out, and at the same thing, I was just speeding. And he's like, "You need to slow down."
Did he ask about hand controls?
Actually, I pulled that one. I said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in a wheelchair." And I
Oh,
used
my
hand
God.
I
yes,
think
nice,
I've always said
I'm in
that.
a hand control, and
Hell yeah.
sometimes I don't realize how fast I'm going. It's
And
like,
I think one of my
okay.
last times I said the same thing where I took off fast. I had a Mazda, and I took off fast, and a cop took, behind me. He just took off, and I'm like, oh. So he pulls up. He goes, "Man, you're taking off fast." I said, "Sorry, my hand control got a little stuck, so
Yeah.
it's a little hard." So he goes, "Oh, okay. We just slow it down. Go ahead." I'm like, "Oh."
You ever went to Moroso in Palm Beach when they used to do the car shows and the racings and all that?
Once in a while.
So one
Once
time,
in a while.
I'm heading out there with my boy, right? So he's in his car, I'm in my car, and we like racing. We're going to see
Yeah.
racing. I get pulled over, bro. So I stop and the cop. is
After
like,
your injury, before your injury.
So the cop is like, you know what? I pulled you off. So yeah, I'm like, yeah. Why? There was another car racing. He said, yeah, but you won.
Oh.
She said, just like, yeah, but you won. Like I was ahead of him. I
Oh,
was like,
so he took you
dude,
first.
This
Wow.
dude got jokes. I'm like, you know what? High
And
five,
that's how
bro.
you learn.
High five.
High five, my G. Yeah.
Alex, question: did you ever do rehab, like continuously, or at some point and that's it?
I think it was like right after the accident. I did it for a couple of years, and then I was like, "That's it. I
That
don't
was
wanna
it.
do this
Oh
anymore."
yeah, you were 5, right?
Yeah.
5 years old.
And then, so how do you
They put me
maintain through your
like,
years?
I felt like they put me through a lot in the sense of like, going to therapy, doing the stand-up wheelchair at home. I had to wear one of these brace things. Oh, those things were killer. But I will say it did keep me like, because again, level of injury was high, so it did keep
Right.
me like, so fine. I had to use that. Yeah, and then after a while, you start getting like a little bit older. I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore.
So you do whatever stretching, all those things at home. While you
I
do
try
as
to,
much as you
but
can. Yeah,
as much as I can. Yeah,
I'm the same
We
way.
never do.
We try.
As much as we can is never.
yeah.
It's like you never do. It's just, it becomes a norm. You get up, on 20 minutes of relaxing. Let me stretch the
Yeah.
bone. Let me stretch that bone. Let me carry this person. Let me go here. It becomes a normal. Like,
And then through your pregnancy, no issues like with your skin, everything. You were good. You went through the process.
Yeah, no. My pregnancy was good. There was no issues like you were saying, like with skin stuff. The only thing that only happened during my pregnancy is that I did get a lot of UTIs.
Okay.
I don't suffer from them, but yet something
It changed
with,
it. Yeah,
yeah,
everything
it changed
changes.
everything. And
Plus, we're sitting all day, so I think that might make a
I think,
difference.
no,
and
that
stuff.
does. I believe
Has to.
it makes a difference. Yeah, it's
it,
sitting all the
it
time.
must have. I don't know why, but supposedly according to my doctor, it was too much protein in the urine. I don't know.
That's
I have
they
no
checked that
idea.
because I just did blood work and the urine, and the doctor mentioned that your protein in the urine is good. And I'm like,
You Cuban, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I'm Cuban Chilean.
Bite. That's why she has so much
Ah.
protein. The bite, bro. That fried steak. That's what her.
Is that what it was?
Of course, that's what it
Maybe,
is.
'cause during my pregnancy, I
the
had a lot of
rice, the
steak.
beans, the steak. Of course, that's what gets you my cholesterol. When I met my wife, she made me go to the doctor to check myself, and my triglycerides were like 1,300, and I think you're supposed to have them in like 200 and something, the highest. It's
Wow.
just Cuban diet. You get the rice, the beans, the fried
You
steak,
eat
the
good.
fried
You
chicken,
do,
the
you
fried
do.
pork.
actually,
the fried
after this episode, I'm gonna go eat dinner.
Yes, we were thinking about where we're gonna go. So, yes, I'm very hungry.
I like everything, but
This
I
is
know a lot of people in wheelchairs can't eat certain things. I've heard that a lot.
because of
Some-
the movements in your body and the way it
Yeah,
does
like
to
something
you.
will trigger you want to go to the bathroom, or something will trigger spasms, all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah,
that's
you-
another cool thing to
yeah.
talk about and learn
In
and
a wheelchair, you don't want
You never
nothing
know.
to be triggered. Trust me.
at all. No
Nothing.
attitude, no nothing.
When you start doing the ooh, and you driving, ooh.
It's bad.
Jesus, take the wheel, and you start.
Let me
sweating
make
cold,
it.
'cause
Let
you know,
me make it.
You know when you go from
I
hot
promise
sweat
I'll never
to
eat
cold
that
sweat,
again.
Buddy.
When you go to hot sweat, be like, oh my God, it's right there.
it's serious.
And
You
be
start
like-
praying to
and
everything.
Then you're like, how is it gonna come out if I'm sitting down?
I promise
when you
I'll
get-
never do this again.
How about when you're getting out of the chair and you have to be like, oh my god, if I hop, I'm gonna pee myself. If I trump, it's
No,
gonna
it's
just
horrible.
come out.
It's horrible.
Right? Like,
The bathroom moments are horrible. It's crazy.
and you don't think about it because you really don't. And like now, before I go somewhere, I'm like, crap, do I need to go to the bathroom? Do I need to use the toilet?
I think it's a mental thing that stays with a lot of wheelchair users where you're scared to drink a lot or eat nice, normal, or go out at all.
I don't eat anything.
I know
drink
people in
anything.
wheelchairs who have IBS, right? IBS, irritable bowel syndrome.
Yeah.
So they feel like they always have to go to the bathroom. So a lot of them I would run into at the gym and stuff, be like, hey man, nice to see you. Oh man, is that I have this. I don't like going out at all because I feel that must be horrible too.
Well, you know what I used to do when I was injured and I had my colostomy bag, I know this is not medically, it's not the right thing to do, but I used to take one Imodium every time I went out. Before I went out, like an hour before.
Just to make sure
I
you're
take one to
fine.
make sure, because you can't control those things.
Right.
That just goes, bro.
Right,
When it
right,
says
right.
I'm going, I'm going.
Yeah.
So I used to do that. And then with the urine bag and the whole smelling, and you have a backpack full of stuff, and I don't carry anything. So that was bad for me. I'm very conscious about that stuff. I'm always, when it comes to
And that's
smells,
good that you guys share that
Yeah.
because a lot of the viewers and even the professional people that watch that at least get to understand a little bit of
but we
mentally what we have to go through.
Of course.
Very little
They don't
things.
understand. Yeah. Well,
Because it's not only the physical.
No.
Sometimes it's funny
No, it's
because
our body.
it's so mental that you could go places and something smells funny. You're like,
yeah.
It's me.
oh my God, it's in my
me.
wheels. Is
That's-
it me?
bro.
Oh, it's not me. Thank God. You're like, oh,
Yeah, can
Lord.
we talk about that, guys? Everybody, we are not professional, number one. We are not asking you guys to do anything, but can we talk about individuals with a disability? Please take care of your hygiene. Make sure you do not smell. If you need to change, change. It's okay. It's okay. We allow for you to go change.
And you know what? With that being said, there's a lot of people in need of
Education.
items. No, in
information.
items. In items
Yes.
too. Like a lot of people use this and that and they just don't have the insurance or funding. They could write us too an email and we could reach out to organizations or see what we could do and
entities,
try to get you some help. Different states, different
Connect
whatever.
you to different, even our own friends. We have different, friends that
They
can
might
help
have
you
something
with-
left over.
Exactly.
We ship it
Right.
out.
Like
Yeah.
even ourselves, we always keep an extra wheelchair just in case something happens. Like
always.
for me, I always do that. Once I get a new chair, I leave the one that I'm currently using
For backup.
Yeah.
Emergency
It's
is
the, it's
very
the backup
important.
chair. Yeah.
And the other one I usually donate it to someone that usually needs it like really
Right.
bad, because those are expensive chairs, as you know.
Right.
So, like I just
They are.
donated one not too long ago to, I don't know if you remember, in the wheelchair clinic at work. I just gave it away because I know the guy needed it, and he was a spinal cord guy, and he needed something really comfortable.
No, and that's changing.
Like,
I'm
yeah,
sure.
of course, man. Used to seeing, bro, you know what it is that your insurance or you don't have any money to be able to afford the chair, that not the chair, the equipment that you want, the equipment that you need, like medically and like aspects.
No, it's
And-
crazy.
It's crazy.
And they just turn in your way. So hit us up for any type of information, any type of.
Have you ever been
Question?
through any craziness with the insurances? Or
yeah. Sometimes it's like, oh, well, we can't cover this or we can't cover that, and it's like,
it's stressful.
It
then I'm
is.
calling you. What do
Or like, hey.
It is no, and
It's stressful.
Or you gotta go see a doctor to be able to do this, and
Yeah.
then the doctor's not in network, and it's a whole.
Right. Your doctor's on a network. So then
I
what do you do?
really don't know why I need a prescription to get a wheelchair. Can you explain that to me? Like, is it gonna grow back? Like,
Right.
you
I think
don't
that's
need
a
any
good
more proof.
episode for sure. We need to bring someone in that insurance business to kind of explain, and maybe we could reach out to people just so they could understand better.
That would
and,
be a good.
when it comes to
episode. Yeah,
supplies
that would be a
and
good
wheels.
episode.
For
Cheers
many
and-
things, even when the other day when I had to reach out to you, I said, Alex, I need a doctor's letter for my
That's right.
taxes for them to know that I am in a wheelchair. And
Are
I'm
you
like,
kidding me?
are you? Yeah. Yes.
Yo, they cannot do that. I don't think that's legal.
Yeah, they need a doctor. They give you the form, and the doctor needs to sign
Oh,
it.
To
I
verify
get
the
what you're
doctor
talking
can
about now.
verify,
I get what
yeah,
you're talking
but I
about.
just feel
Okay.
The injury.
Yeah, I know. Like Alex and I were a support group the other day, and I asked one of the employees at a place that we was at, like, when did a disability become a gender? Do you have anything to say about that? When you go into the bathrooms and you see on the doors the little disabled, like, really a wheelchair says the gender? Like, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Education.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Right? So.
Really quick, something that I wanted to touch on, talking about like the traveling and stuff. One thing that at least for me, when I'm going somewhere, like I do watch how much water or type of liquids that I'm drinking, especially if I'm gonna get on a plane, because I know, let's say if I'm gonna go 4 or 5 hours, I'm like, okay, so for 4 or 5 hours, I'm not gonna drink until I get to my destination. Because if you're on a plane, where do you go?
Which we touched in JC's episode.
Yeah. Okay.
He spoke about the young lady that needed to use the bathroom in the plane and went on the floor and just scooted all the way down to the bathroom.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we posted it on the episode. We posted a picture and everything of it. And
that is, I remember.
And we touched about airplanes not being accessible. So hopefully in the future, there's some kind of accessibility to it, especially on long flights.
Right, because what do you do in a long flight? You know,
what do you do?
After that, I'm like, okay.
Do they think about this? Like, I wonder what their answer is if we were to say, okay, so we go to Europe and it's a 6-hour flight, and I have to use the bathroom. What do you suggest me that I do? Just like, roll. I would like to hear their answer. Just
roll, man.
Just to see how they're thinking.
They're gonna say, "We'll help you." Like,
no, you know what? Because I'm sure there's something that's been.
We bring the bathroom to you.
Yeah, brought up before. It has to be.
It has to be, definitely. They gotta have some type of equipment to take you. But here's my other question.
I think now
they have the equipment to take you to your seat. But again, they don't have that equipment on the plane.
Yeah.
No, what are you gonna do? Like take off your pants and wash?
What are you gonna do? Right.
Yeah, because the bathroom's tight, so that's a whole.
Well, I don't know. I'm poor. I don't really travel, so I haven't traveled anywhere.
No, I want to travel, man. That's all I want to do.
No, I'll tell you that from what I've seen, when I'm going in the plane and I look at the bathroom, that is like
in the Hannibal Lecter chair.
How small it is. Yeah.
No.
Tight.
Like I usually I don't travel anywhere. I only go to my country. So the time that I go, bro, when you land in the tarmac, you have to like hop down, bro, and they take your chair away. So they give you these like standard, like our work wheelchairs, and like, but all beat up and shit. You can't even push yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm telling the guy, man, I cannot use this chair. I need my chair. He's like, no.
Oh.
And then imagine hoping your chair gets there, like we said, and all that stuff.
Oh, they break my chair all the time. They break my chair all the time.
They broke my chair.
I just for work, I have to travel at times, and I remember getting to my destination. The chair was okay. What was it? Not the last day, but like the day prior to me leaving, I'm getting out of the car, and all of a sudden I feel this wheel is like completely loose. And I'm like, I still have one more day here. What am I gonna do? And it was that they broke like the bearing or something on the inside part.
So you wouldn't catch no.
Because they just slam your chair.
Or they put stuff on top of it, I think.
So now, since you being a female and in a chair, how crafty are you with a chair? Are you able to fix it when it breaks down? Are you able to change the tires yourself, or do you usually?
I can't change the tires on my own. Like these little things, yeah. Like there's like or my little wheels I can change, but other than that, like that's it. That's all you get from me.
All right, well, that's all you
I
need
try to
do.
make it work.
Okay,
if you're in Broward County, I know of a wheelchair clinic once a month.
Yes.
Send us an email,
Hit us up.
and they help out with like minor.
I need that number.
Minor
they need it
repair.
with minor repairs and stuff.
Okay.
But it's actually it's our legs. So I just put new wheels on it.
Yeah.
And it felt good. And every time I put air, it's like it feels so good. Yeah. So it's actually a good feeling. So right now you're on your own doing your wheelchair stuff.
Yeah. Basically.
So we'll get you some info.
Definitely. And those of you guys out there who are on your own and you need any type of repairs, any type of information regarding any type of equipment, just hit us up, send us an email so we can provide you with information and resources.
Yeah, even if you're in another state or country and all that, we'll try to find out as much as we can and shoot you the info.
We have sent wheelchairs to different countries before, so it's not like, as long as you have someone that can come and pick it up for you and take it.
Yeah, that's true. So Alex, tell me, what message would you send to like female now I'm not gonna say female wheelchair users. I'm gonna say
wheelchair users.
new injuries, Because it could
New
be a
injuries.
stroke, it could be an amputation,
Okay.
obviously a spinal cord injury, things like that. But like in their beginning days, you were too young to probably even remember.
Right.
But like, what message do you think they could get from you? Obviously, they see you're very outgoing. So what do you think they could?
The message I would give any female that has suffered any type of injury is, number one, I mean, I know that it may be hard, but you never give up. I mean, it's just everything is an adaptation, and I promise you that anybody can do it. I mean, if I can do it, I was 5 years old. Anybody out there can do it.
But it gets easier and easier.
It does. It's
For
all
sure.
about, like anything in life. It's just a practice. We're gonna go back to the car situation. I remember trying to get my chair in the car and the frustration. And yeah, sometimes
And you
want
want to keep the car nice.
and you want to keep it nice. And yeah, maybe I would get upset and I would just be like, oh my God, I'm never gonna get this. I promise you, the more you practice, like anything
You
in life,
become
you're gonna get it. And now it's like a 1, 2, 3,
a
just
pro.
throw it in there. So
I remember
yeah,
my first car thing. It was a little wheel mark on the roof because I had the cloth,
And you
and
were
I'm
like,
putting
"Oh my
my
God."
wheel because my wheels come off, right. So I put the last wheel in, and when I put it in, I marked the roof. I'm like, oh my God, I wanted to die.
I didn't know anything about custom chairs till I met you. That was
There you go.
Uh-huh.
No, that was like 12 years into
Yeah.
no, like 10 years into
10
my
years.
injury.
Yeah.
Like I was using a standard chair that I bought
Regular.
at a stupid pharmacy for $700.
Like a hospital chair?
Yes,
Okay, I know that.
$700.
Standard.
The standard.
And a lot of people go through that. They don't know what they're eligible for, how to go about it to get
You
it.
don't. You
So-
don't. Even now, I still like I have Alex, or I'll go to somebody else that I know that they know like the resources as to like which route do I go because I'm lost.
There's always things to learn. So her message to you guys is these too shall pass. That's what she's trying to
Be
say.
tough.
It does.
Get through it. It'll get better. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank
I
you for
always
having
call
me.
you for
Thank
that
you.
kind of
Thank
stuff. I'm sure people get a lot of it from you. I admire you.
Thank
Shout
you.
out for your
Likewise.
having your
Definitely.
daughter.
Definitely.
And
Thank
it's a
you.
beautiful thing. Thank
Any
you for
young
coming, for sure.
ladies or any females, anybody that becomes injured is looking for information, hit us up, send us an
Yeah.
email to disabledguysinthemic@gmail.com. Any girls are looking to become models,
Don't
Great
forget
example
to
right
watch
here.
the best show on podcast,
Yes, yes.
baby. Two disabled guys in a mic.
to disabled guys in the mic. Hit the record button.
Hit the record button, babe.
To disabled guys in the mic.